Bro, this thing. Hey man, it's Real Talk Radio Unmasking. Guys, I told you I was gonna bring the interviews back, and I'm here with RAP. For y'all that don't know him, he dropped an album. What was it, like 13 songs?
Yep.
13 songs, and I got to tell you, man, it's creative. So if you like creative and intuitive and diversity, you're gonna love that album. The first time I stumbled across your music was Spacewalk, I think. Is that what it's called? Spacewalk?
Yeah, Spacewalk.
Man, that is a dope song. And you have your girlfriend. Well, what's her name? What's the name?
Lauren Kennedy.
Lauren Kennedy on that song as well. And it just gives you a really dope, emotional, and it really hits the heart. So I like to see what makes the artist ticks. And the whole point of me doing these interviews is in the midst of Real Talk Radio, it gets so hard to get to know people on a personal level. And I would love to know not just the artist, but the person. So I'm gonna ask you just straight up, like, what makes you make music?
Oh man. Honestly, there's a lot of different things that make me make music, you know, like I feel like for myself, I have a different definition of like personal success for me, you know, like at certain points, I'll be making music so that I could unload something that's like weighing heavy on my heart or on my mind or something, right? Sometimes I'll be like, you know what? I just rolled one up and I want to sing about it or I want to rap about it or something, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Honestly, it's all like partial to my attitude. But honestly, a huge factor is that I have so many things that I think up in my head. And I feel like if I don't write them down, I'm just going to explode at some point, you know?
I can relate. I'm glad you're stopping yourself from spontaneous combustion over there. You said you have a different perception of success, right?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Well, so I like to think of like success as more like if you're chasing a personal success and not like a success what like everybody else defines as success and stuff like that, it's kind of like it's subject to different descriptions later on in life, you know, like I could be like, you know what, I need money right now. So my definition of success at that point is going to be I'm getting this bag, I'm getting this money, you know, that's why I'm making these songs. But also at the same time, once I get that money that I need, I'm not looking to get millions of dollars. Like, you know, like once I get the money that I know that I need, then I'm like, you know what, now I'm putting out an album that talks about stuff that I did in my past that I'm not too proud of and stuff, you know. So instead of it being more towards money, it's geared more towards a mental help, you know, like a journal type of thing, right?
Yep. I seen some transparency on that album. It seems like you were hitting on somebody that you may or may not have lost. I don't know if I'm in the right field, but also it seemed that you were kept touching bases on the battles and epidemics of opiates. Is that something that you feel passionate about?
Honestly, like before when I was writing my music, I would just like, you know, like kind of like a high school kid and stuff, just writing stuff, you know, and like not really like having a clear vision of what I wanted to do as an artist or how I wanted to represent myself. And in the recent years, I've had a few friends who passed away because of overdose and stuff like that. And especially in my hometown, it's becoming like a really big problem in the recent years. And I have a song on my album called Peace of Mind, and that song's actually dedicated to a friend of mine who passed away because of that.
And that song is probably one of my favorite ones on the album. It's not easy to pick a favorite one, bro, but I'm all about transparency and more importantly, just laying it out there, hoping you could save somebody else with this message. And I got a lot of those vibes from you, man. And to me, that's really what defines a true artist is somebody that's not afraid to tap into their soul and speak from their heart, contrary to what popular belief or popular views are, right? Because this day and age, if I was to tell you, if I was a promoter that didn't know you, I'd be like, hey, listen, RAP, yeah, you think you can do a little bit less conscious? You think you could dumb it down a little bit? But for somebody to stand on their own too and say, you know what, I'm just gonna make music what's true to me. That to me, that's somebody I'll always jam, bro, because I know that you're being true to you. And that's where you get my respect. That's why when I heard the Spacewalk, it landed on the spotlight. I was just like, you know what, this is another transparent song where somebody's wearing their emotions on their sleeves in hopes to help somebody else with their own transgressions. So dope, man. Dope, dude. When was the first time you when's the first time you knew like I'm gonna rap?
Oh, okay. So honestly, I had like two moments in my life that kind of led me to it. So like I used to take like singing lessons, and I used to write a lot of like poetry and like lyrics and stuff, and that's like basically where my name comes from.
Gotcha.
And at a certain point in my life, I hit puberty just like everybody else does, and I lost my singing voice, lost my self confidence to be able to sing.
Man.
But I kept writing and stuff, right? And later on, I ended up falling in love with hip hop and realizing that they're basically just putting poetry to music. You know what I mean? And that was something I was already halfway towards it. I was already doing it, and it was actually the first instance was in my ninth grade year. I had this girl in this class, right? These two girls, and basically we had this class before lunch so they could separate the school, and it was like this like study period type of thing. And we were in there, and these girls were talking shit about me and stuff, bro.
Yeah,
And
bro.
I'm just like, man, I'm there, and I'm in my notepad, bro, and I'm writing stuff. I'm not saying anything. I'm just writing stuff down, and it's like the first time that I had like, you know what, fuck this, I'm just writing this down, you know, blah blah blah. I like, that's the first ever time I felt like that, where I was just passionate about like, I'm gonna rip these people a new asshole. And, basically, I wrote this like little diss track, right? And when it was our lunch period, I went out into the hallway and I stood up on the bench and I rapped it to everybody in the school.
Damn.
Man, everybody loved it, and like the
Man.
reaction that I got from that was just like absolutely amazing. It made me like like rapping. So at that point, I was more of a freestyle rapper. I like just like being in the moment and like rapping about whatever's in the moment, stuff like that. More like Harry Mack and whatever, you know, just not as talented. But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The second thing that I had was I had this one year where I was just like, you know what, um, I haven't got the opportunity to do so many things in my life. I was like, you know what, this year I never been in a plane in my life. I went skydiving instead of going just in a plane ride. I was like, I'm going skydiving first. Screw it. And then
Still.
I never got a tattoo before. I got my first tattoo, and I was sitting there in the tattoo artist chair. I was explaining to him how I'm extremely passionate about music, but I just don't believe enough in myself. And this guy spent my entire tattoo session telling me that I need to be more confident in myself, regardless of what anybody else thinks. If I want to put music out just for me, and I want to put 5 songs out for my grandma and my mom to listen to, that's for me. That's not for anybody else. That's just for them, you know? And then the guy tells me, he's like, bro, I actually have a producer that lives upstairs from the tattoo shop. I'm like, you kidding me? And he's like, no, man. And he stopped halfway through my tattoo. He went upstairs, got the guy, brought him downstairs, right? And I got introduced to this guy. And basically, he brought me to his studio. And that was like the first taste of the studio, like the real studio that I had. It was absolutely such a beautiful, like you see in the movies and stuff, right? With all the contraptions, the nice lounge that you could sit in with all your buddies and stuff, you know, drink some beers, have a couple of blunts and some pizza, and like just like vibe and stuff, you know. And I came in, bro. I did my first song. I banged out my first two verses. Like I was doing that my entire life, man. And it felt so good that basically, like I just knew, like I felt like I was lost for most of my life, and then when I did that, it felt like I like found my home. I found like where I was supposed to be, who I was supposed to be, and this is what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life, you know.
That is why I do these interviews, man. That's it, bro. I love that. And that guy, what an amazing guy. And do you believe in coincidences?
Man, I still talk to my album. I signed an album and I went and gave it to him, bro. Even the producer, like I went and talked to both of them, and I told them, like, man, like this wouldn't be happening without you guys. Like
Yeah.
everything happens for a reason, honestly,
For
man.
real,
Like
bro. There's no such thing as coincidences, man. That guy was there that day to tell you that so that it would put the wheels in motion. And now look at us, man. We're doing an interview on Real Talk Radio. It's crazy. I love that. That is awesome, man. Damn, just to think that that would just transpire out of thin air. If you really just trying to check the boxes on your list. Like, yo, I'm gonna get my tattoo. I'm gonna go skydiving. And then the universe, the God, whatever it is that you believe in, decided I also have a slight adjustment on your route. Boom. That's awesome, dude. And how'd you find Real Talk Radio?
Well, at first I was going through a lot of groups because like so I'm the type of person I absolutely like hate advertising my music. Like I understand like it's part of the whole process and business and stuff, but I like people to genuinely like come across my music and want to stay to listen to it. I don't like shoving my music down people's throat and shit every day, you know? Like that's just me personally. I have nothing against people who do that because it's
Yeah,
business,
for
right?
sure,
But
for sure.
I just don't like doing that and I feel like obviously I don't have a ginormous following or by any means, but the people who
Yeah,
do listen to me are here to stay, and that's what's most important, you know.
they're genuine.
And
They're authentic.
exactly, exactly, they're the real ones, as that you
Right.
call them. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, sorry, I got off topic. What was your question again? My bad.
Yeah, it's cool, bro. I am a stoner, so I get it. You're lucky that I was able to still hold on to this thought, but it was how'd you find Real Talk Radio?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So my producer, he told me because I hated sharing my music, so he told me to join all these Facebook pages and like just drop my links and stuff. And I absolutely hate those pages like so much. They just
Oh,
drop your link pages and stuff like that. And then I actually believe I think it was you or Brian that had messaged me and told me to join Real Talk Radio. And like I started like at first I was just kind of dipping a toe because I didn't know if it was another like drop the links kind of thing, you know. And then it ended up being a lot more than that. And I started coming out, reaching out to more people in the group recently and stuff. And it's like a really nice family to be part of, you know.
yeah, look, because we all feel the same, man. You know, it's like we all like in our normal lives when you speak to people about these dreams, it seems so abstract to their normalcy, man. But in these confinements, we're all dreaming. So it's like, yeah, dude, I see it. You got this. You know what I mean? And I love that because when you tell other people, they give you fake belief. You know, they just, yeah, well, great song. And man, we need people that really believe in us. And that's why I love this. Your beats, they're amazing. Who's doing those beats?
So I have like a random bunch of people who make my beats. My album was made by a friend of mine. He goes by Randy Beats Official.
Okay.
Uh, he's this guy that I met through another friend that basically my buddy, I was supposed to put him on like one of my songs and he ended up just not going through with it. And I ended up like interacting with this other guy and I heard this, actually, I think it was the beat for the Murder Mystery song.
Oh,
I
that's
heard
a nice beat.
I heard that like a year ago, man, and I was like, dude, I want to murder that beat. Like it's 6 minutes long, but I want to get on that, man. And I messaged him. I commented on his YouTube channel, and I was like, buddy, I was like, you need to add me on Instagram so we could talk. Like I have some plans. And then he literally gave me my entire album. He gave me all the beats, and he's like, here you go, buddy. Like just go wild. And then every time I was done the song, I just sent it back to him, and he's like, man, he's like, I can't like picture these like I picture the beats, I make the beats, but I can't picture the end product. And the stuff that you've been sending me just like absolutely phenomenal, you know. And I'm just like,
Amazing, man.
you know.
Yeah, because that's one of the first things that stood out to me too. I was like, yo, I mean, I could tell you took a lot. You put a lot of effort into this album. You know what I'm saying? For every track, you really sat down and gave everything you had, from the beats to the collaborators and the engineer. Who's doing the engineer work? Because it was prestige.
So yeah, that's actually a guy here in Toronto. He works, I believe the company's called Dreamhouse.
Cool.
And he's a producer that goes by the name of Young Wolf Hatchlings.
All
He makes beats and stuff as well. But I've been going to his studio for probably about a year and a half now. And I love his mixing and mastering and stuff, bro. It's absolutely
right.
like really dope. And honestly, we like every time I go with him, he has such like good bedside manner and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's such
Yes.
like a good like interaction with the guy, and it's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
I'm going to my second home to go work, you know. Like
Dope.
it's dope.
That's awesome. Yeah, because I'm telling you, man, it took a lot of people working together to make that masterpiece. I'm not going to keep you much longer, but I am going to post the link that you gave me for the album on YouTube. And if you want to send me your artist links as well, I'm gonna post them with this when I post it. I'll probably post it. What's today? Saturday. I'll probably post it tomorrow morning.
Okay.
If you guys are still listening to us having this conversation, deal with it, man. It's a one take thing. I mean, we don't we don't do much behind this. We just go for it and we roll the dice. But truly, I feel like I understand you as a person a lot more in depth, and that makes me, as a listener and as a fan of your work, like it even more. And I hope it has the same effect for anybody out there that's watching this, because they don't know who the artist is. They know the words, they know what they're saying, they can hear their message, but they don't know what led us to this point, and they don't know what makes us continue to go against all odds. Now I feel like I know that about you. So I'm going to show it to everybody else. We're going to have a lot more interviews, family. This is just one of the amazing, talented dreamers within the Real Talk family. I wish you nothing but success, bro. I hope that you exceed all of your own limitations and just keep being true to you. Thanks for hanging out with us. And I'm looking forward to hearing more music, bro. And I know a lot of other people are going to be too. So you're doing the right thing. You're on the path and you're following your destiny. Is there anything you would like to say to everybody before we go?
Well, first things first, I really appreciate you having me on, and I really appreciate Real Talk Radio. You guys are so dope just to be talking with and stuff, you know, like, so like I said before, it's a good family and stuff. I have my album, like he was just saying, Deep Space right here. Got the link. It's going to be there. It's available on Spotify, iTunes, all major platforms. Also, I can't say too much about it, but I do have a second EP coming out this year as well. I'm not screwing around with making any music. I'm dropping as much as I can.
Yes. Yeah, I'm sorry. I get excited, bro. I get excited. Cool, man. He's got an EP coming out. I'm gonna be tuned in, bro. And hey, it's all love. It's all family. You know, we're all in this together. It's a united vision. So we're just trying to help each other every step of the way. Hey, love, peace, and prosperity, bro. And I'll catch you next time.
Peace out, buddy.
All right.